She was one of Professor Charles Xavier's first recruits, but her existence was kept secret from all of the X-Men. Let's get right to it and find out who is Sage. The woman who would become known as Sage was born in Eastern Europe. Although she's had numerous aliases, her true name remains a mystery. As a teenager, she was living in Afghanistan when war broke out between Russia and Afghanistan. She would learn to survive by scavenging weapons and supplies off dead soldiers. It was during this time period that the first of her mutant abilities would manifest. She discovered she had an absolutely precise photographic and kinetic memory. As a lone rebel, she would have to fight both invading soldiers and local bandits. Then one day, she felt compelled to enter a cave. Inside, she discovered the injured mutant, Charles Xavier. His legs had been crushed under a stone. She would rescue Xavier, and as she drug him to safety, they would come across a UN convoy that was under attack by bandits. She would kill off the bandits, saving most of the UN workers. Unknowingly, she had saved another powerful mutant that day, Sebastian Shaw. After getting the two to safety, she returned to her life as a rebel. She was later contacted by Charles Xavier and recruited to help him in his cause of human-mutant coexistence. This was around the same time Charles Xavier had begun to recruit the original X-Men, but her existence was kept secret from the X-Men. The other recruits were trained to be X-Men, while she was trained to be a spy for Charles Xavier. The professor helped her learn to hone her mutant abilities. Sage is a mutant who possesses a computer-like mind. Her photographic and kinetic memory allow her to recall information with incredible speed and accuracy. She is capable of parallel processing, meaning she can perform multiple tasks at the same time by partitioning her mind and dedicating a portion of it to accomplishing each mission. She can instantly calculate complex statistics, event probabilities, and analyze behavioral patterns. Her limited telepathy allows her to read and manipulate minds, create illusions, and communicate with another person's mind over a long distance. She can protect herself from psionic and cybernetic mental attacks by erecting a psionic firewall. She's a formidable, hand-to-hand combatant capable of anticipating her opponent's moves. She can almost instantly learn new skills in seconds by downloading and analyzing the data, Matrix style. She can also read and analyze people's genetic codes and selectively manipulate their DNA to enhance pre-existing or latent powers or heal them from certain injuries. She often wears a pair of cyber shades that function as a miniaturized computer. After her training was complete, she was sent out on her mission going by the name Tessa. Her mission was to infiltrate the Hellfire Club and provide inside information on the club back to Charles. She reacquainted herself with Sebastian Shaw, who she had earlier saved, and became his familiar. Shaw was one of the leaders of the Hellfire Club's New York chapter. For years, Tessa kept up the ruse and became one of Shaw's most trusted allies. During her time acting as Shaw's confidant, she ended up pissing off the powerful mutant Elias Bogan. Her counsel had helped Shaw to win a wager between the two, and Bogan had sworn revenge. She also saved Elizabeth Braddock, who would later be known as the X-Men Psylocke. Braddock had gone undercover for the British intelligence agency Strike to infiltrate the Hellfire Club. Tessa confronted her and scared her away from pursuing her mission. Then, after years of patiently waiting, Bogan exacted his revenge on Tessa. He kidnapped her and then had one of his men brand her face with tear-like tattoos. He then attempted to ransom Tessa back to Shaw in exchange for everything Shaw owned. Shaw refused to give in, but Tessa was rescued by Storm, who had a use for her powers. She joined Storm's splinter cell of X-Men as Sage. Sage then assisted the X-Men on their mission to locate Destiny's diaries. On their first mission, Beast was mortally wounded. Sage used her abilities to enhance his healing factor, saving him. She would later assist her teammate Rogue by enhancing her abilities, which would allow her to manifest and control any of the various powers she had absorbed. Sage would later learn that Sebastian Shaw was attempting to reform the inner circle of the Hellfire Club with himself as the Lord Imperial. Shaw would ask Sage to return to his side, and she would leave the X-Men to return to being his advisor. But disappointed in what Shaw had become, she instigated a series of events that would lead to Roberto da Costa, better known as Sunspot, ascending to become Lord Imperial of the Hellfire Club. Sage would then stay with da Costa as his personal advisor. She would later abandon that role and become a member of the reformed Excalibur. Sage continues to adventure in the Marvel Universe. Well, that's the origin of Sage in the comics, and that does it for today's video. As always, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to stop by the channel and check out this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again real soon. But until then, I'm out. Peace.